everybody. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. I see we've got a bunch of people that are already here waiting, and I want to say thank you for joining me. This is my second year on Amazon. Good boy, YouTube. You know there's going to be some blunders in here. You should see the videos that I make. Probably 70% of it gets cut and thrown away. But they all are live though anyway. But I want to thank everybody for being here from around the world, it seems. And I want to thank everybody for making the comments and sharing the video. And I especially want to thank Mike Doyle for being here 68 minutes early. Thank you, Mike. Tonight is my second year anniversary on YouTube, and there's just been so much that has happened over the past 2 years. I'm going to do this live stream tonight in 3 different parts, I think, and I'm going to have 2 announcements to make that I'll save for later. We're not going to go too long today. But, you know, I do want to get some things out of the way before I make those announcements. I have 2 major announcements to make regarding the channel, but I wanted to talk a little bit first about the history of the Louisiana Hobby Guy, as well as how I, got the name and how this all came to be. So let's get started. And we'll talk, maybe we'll do some comments later, but for right now, I'm not going to do the comments. I'm going to stick to my format and try and keep from rambling and see how this all goes. And we'll try and do this as neat and tidy as we possibly can. So where does the hobby and Hobby Guy come from? Well, for that, we have to go back more than a half a century. Oh my gosh, more than a half a century. Back in high school, I had to take 2 electives. I guess everybody did. And they brought me in kicking and screaming into the wood shop. And I did want to go to the auto shop one. But I had a choice. Do I pick sewing, or do I pick wood shop? So I picked wood shop, and I was a little, what am I going to do with this kind of knowledge? And then I made my first birdhouse, and all of a sudden it was like, wow, when I looked at it, the finished product, it's like it had a halo around it. I had this epiphany, and it was, oh my gosh, this is absolutely beautiful. No, it really wasn't. But to me, it was the most fabulous thing I had ever seen. And really, it was like the first thing that I had ever made in my life. The first thing that gave me some sort of a purpose. I was the typical male teenager with all the typical problems. And the only thing I had really ever made in my entire life was maybe an ashtray in the 6th grade, a pottery ashtray for my mother. So the woodworking started way back then, and it sort of continued through my whole life, off and on, when I had the time. Things were rough back then, and I know people don't like to talk about history and everything, but it was an era of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and friends in the neighborhood were going to Vietnam and coming home in body bags. It was just a terrible time. People were demonstrating in the streets, and this woodworking took my mind off of everything. And then I had the typical life, like most people in my age group, all of the boomers out there, in the service, and then work, and then college, and then, on and on. So, but woodworking has always stayed it's always been one of my passions. And I have a lot of hobbies. So it's not just the woodworking. I like woodworking. I like fishing. I like 3D printing. I like all kinds of things. I like to play pool, you know. So I just have all of these different hobbies, and laser engraving sort of fits right in there with the woodworking. I really, really enjoy this part of woodworking, and I've done some things in my woodworking. I've done everything from small picture frames to entire bedroom sets. You know, so this works right in there into the woodworking. And about 20 years ago, one of my other hobbies was going to government auctions. And I know some of you have already heard this story. We've talked about it on the phone and so on. But I went to this one auction, and there was this big old machine sitting, wasn't an old machine really, sitting in the corner. Nobody knew what it was. The auctioneer didn't know what it was. It had no label or anything on it. Today, knowing what I know about laser engravers, I could have opened it up and said, yeah, that's a CO2 machine, but nobody knew what it was. So nobody wanted to bid on it. And it was big, and it was on a pallet, and, you know, clumsy. So nobody bid on it. And the auctioneer kept coming down and down and down in the opening bid. And then he was, you know, second call, last call. And I said, $5. And he said, sold, and slammed the hammer. Well, come to find out, I get it home, and a couple months later, could never figure out what the thing was. Did some research and found out, and this was when the internet was brand new, so it was kind of hard to do research back then. And I found out that the manufacturer of this only manufactures CO2s for the government, and that's what this was. And this machine did have a clock on it, an hour clock. And I believe it said 1 hour and 14 minutes or something like that. So it was never used. And I wound up figuring it out. I contacted them. I wrote them a letter. They wrote me back and said, you know, send us a check for $18. And I did. And they sent me an owner's manual, a guide on how to use it. And I started doing things like, you know, baseball bats and stuff like that. And it was fun. And I enjoyed it, but didn't get very far. You had to use a CAD program with it. You know, it wasn't the easiest thing in the world to use. And from time to time, I used it, and I wound up having to fix it a couple of times because even though it was hardly used, it was old. I had to replace the tube and, you know, things like that. But then I wound up getting my hands on one of the first diode lasers that came out, and I started having a bunch of fun with that and started making products, and it became sort of my number one hobby. And then I guess it was in late 2000s, probably I would say 2018 or so, that one that you see hanging behind my head back there, the cantilever laser, that came out from the original Ortour company. When they weren't Ortour, they had a different name. Very first laser that they launched was that cantilever diode, and I think it's 1.5 watts, something like that. And I really started making things at that point and having fun. Then I bought another one, a Laser Master 2, when it came out, and then another Laser Master 2 and another Laser Master 2. And, you know, I live in New Orleans, so all of my friends from around the country, they'd come to visit here. And, you know, I'd show them my hobbies and show them this hobby in particular. And they wanted to do the same thing. So they wound up getting their own lasers. And when they got their own lasers, well, they needed help with the software. And this is before Lightburn. So I started making software videos, and I started uploading them to my Google Drive account. And that went, you know, pretty well. And everybody that asked a question, I would make a video because I knew other friends were going to ask the same questions. And, you know, I wound up filling up the Google Drive. And 2 years ago, one of my friends said, well, why don't, you know, probably everybody that has a laser engraver is going to want to, know how to use it. So why don't you just get a YouTube channel, and then you won't have to worry about storage, and you can make as many videos as you want. And so I did. And if you go back to my earliest of videos on YouTube, you can see just how bad they are. I made some really, really bad videos, but I think the content was good, and it was all about, now Lightburn had come out at this point, and I had it, and I was, doing all Lightburn videos, and people were really enjoying them. And the rest of the story is just, it's just, this turned into, it exploded, and thanks to you guys. And I really, I guess it's sort of like a double-edged sword, because I retired in 2015 and from a software job and my own company. And I decided that I was going to have fun in retirement. I traveled around the country for a year. I can't find that map with all the red dots, but it had more red dots on it than maps. So we went all around the country in a motorhome. And that was, I thought, my retirement. And then when I started this channel, this became almost like a job. But I love it so much, and I love the hobby so much, that I decided to do this, well, almost full-time, sometimes more than full-time now. And it's all because of you guys, because you're asking the questions. I wound up having to, so this is the entire history of the Louisiana Hobby Guy. So I wound up opening a forum, an old-fashioned type forum for you boomers out there, because you remember those old forums. Well, I've got an old forum that's a little modernized, and I like the way the format, the way it works, and that's on lahobbyguy.com. And we have over 40,000 members there now. And on the channel, over 54,000 members. It's just amazed me at how quickly this community has grown for such a niche little, end of YouTube. You wouldn't think that there is a lot of content out there on laser engravers, and there really isn't. There are only a very few channels that really give you information that helps you. And that's my whole goal with the Louisiana Hobby Guy, is to do videos that that inspire you to create. And that's the whole purpose of the channel. So about a year ago, after I launched the forum, I did a store online to do my graphics. So one of my minors in college was graphic design. I have probably 20 or 30,000 different graphics that I've designed over the years, and I've started to upload some of them to the online store. That's engraveandcutfiles.com. And then I decided to, some people were asking, well, how can I support you in this effort? So I started a Patreon site, and now people have signed up to be patrons, and I've got over 500 patrons now. So this has grown and grown and grown over the last 2 years, and I just want to thank you all so much for giving me the inspiration to keep this all going. And then, of course, there are other people that I want to thank as well, and one of them is Patrick over at lightsource.pro, and he does a lot of fiber videos, and he's the one that his videos taught me everything about the fiber laser. And I want to thank Steve Fortner over at Hobo with Wood. And in fact, he's here in the chat somewhere today, because those two guys inspired me so much that we started another channel, the three of us together, where we bring projects to you, to everyone at no cost. And everything from my holiday gnome, like you see here, to birthday cards, where when you take the money out, you slide the money out, there's a picture of the birthday person in the background, to memorial layered files like this, and even patriotic stuff like this incredible cutout right here. Some really, really nice, fun stuff that we did. We did a 4th of July. This one is paper. It's all glitter paper. I even did a larger one on all wood, like this here. Many different layers. And the most recent one was my music notes wall hanging with 2 side notes that go one on either side that hangs on the wall. So that is another channel, another YouTube channel called The Laser Maker's Realm. And if you haven't seen that channel yet, you should go over there and subscribe to that channel, because that channel, we're bringing you all sorts of free projects, showing you how we made them live on the channel, and then giving you the free files. So that channel is also attached to a website, lasermakersrealm.com, and it's a blog post, and we put up copies of the live videos that we do every 2 weeks on that website as well. So you can subscribe to the channel, you can go to the website, and I want to say that there's been just so many things that I've done. I can't believe that I'm up to like 170 videos on the channel already. I've done everything from that Eiffel Tower that you see behind me, that's big, and that was done on a 5.5 watt Ortur laser 2 years ago. Really nice project, came out great. To perpetual calendars like you see behind me here, and personalized Father's Day cards like that one there. Just all kinds of stuff, right down to these little miniature little dog tags with graphics on all 4 corners, and you know, projects that I think most people don't do and they don't share. So that's what my channel is all about, is sharing with you how I've designed them, sharing with you tips and tricks in Lightburn. And I want to say that, you know, lots of people say, oh, go to Louisiana Hobby Guy, he's an expert. Well, I'm no expert. I'm in a learning curve, and I'm like sort of way up here, getting towards the top of the curve, and maybe just broke the top. But I'm trying to get through that learning curve with Lightburn by sharing it all with you. So that is the Louisiana Hobby Guy. And without going too long here, I want to start getting to the announcements now. So I've got 2 announcements to make, and the very first one is very simple. If you've watched the Laser Maker's Realm, you'll know that behind me in almost every single video is a Lasermatic 10. Well, I have now become the brand ambassador for Rolly Automation. So now they will start advertising that their machines are Louisiana Hobby Guy approved. And that really is an honor that Leo has decided to do that, because I mean, you know, it really honors the channel a lot, and I'm really humbled by that. But what brand ambassador means is that I'm not being paid to sell you the laser. No. So if you look at my original review video of the Lasermatic 10, what that was all about was I originally spoke to Leo months and months before the machine ever came out. And Leo is an engineer in China. He lives part-time in China, part-time here in the US. And he wanted, like I did, he wanted to make the world's best all-in-one diode laser, and thought that it would be a great business and he could make a bunch of money without overcharging for it. So he researched, you know, the industry and the diode lasers, and figured out what it was that everybody wanted. So if you wanted to build the perfect laser engraver, well, what would you do? And he reached out to me, and we talked face to face for a couple of hours and discussed this way before the launch of the LaserMatic 10. And I told him all of my opinions. And what Leo did was he took all of the things that people wished that they had in a diode laser engraver, and he engineered it. And that's his job. He's an engineer. So by doing this, he created one of the best diode lasers I've ever seen. And he sent me one. So as soon as he launched the brand, he sent me one. And all I was doing was a review video on it. And it turned into not only a review video, but just the best, most precise laser that I had ever reviewed. Everything about this machine was on point. And some of you out there that know me know that I made the trip to China a few years ago and tried to source in Shenzhen some parts and a manufacturer to put together an all-in-one machine. And the LaserMatic was even beyond what I was thinking at the time. So being the brand ambassador is not a paid position, but what it does mean, it guarantees that I will get the latest and greatest LaserMatic as they come out. And Rolly Automation has planned now. First off, they've got the new 20 watt that's coming out soon, probably this month. Then they've got a 30 watt planned and maybe a 40 watt by the end of the summer, and some other things as well, that and no accessories. And that's the beauty of this. And unlike other companies, the backward compatibility when they come out with that 20 watt laser, you're going to be able to put that on your 10 watt. So, and it's not going to be $495 on sale today only during this live stream. I think Leo's talking about having it come in at a retail price of $199 for that laser module, which is unheard of. So not only is he building the most precise, most quality, most beautiful laser engraver on the market, but he's also doing it at a very low profit. You can get the LaserMatic 10 right now, the all-in-one machine with no accessories needed, for $8.99 when you clip the coupon on Amazon. So that's what the brand ambassador means. It doesn't mean that I'm going to, when I do my review videos, I'm going to say, well, it's not as good as the LaserMatic. I'm not going to do that. My review videos are independent. They're honest. They're to the point. I just did the IKEA 36 watt. And it got a great review, So if that's what you're looking for, if you want that, the autofocus and blah 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 blah, everything in the video, you can buy that one. And I did put an affiliate link in the description for that one. So I do these reviews so that you guys can, and I don't particularly like doing them either, but I do them so that you guys can make an informed decision. And you can see what I experienced with the laser. Not necessarily, it's not necessarily an opinion video or review. It's what I experienced, and I do it right from out of the box, user experience, and I don't make any modifications to it. So it's going to be exact. My reviews are exactly what you would expect, right straight out of the box. And like I said, I don't particularly want to do these reviews. Number one, they're bad for the channel. Every time I do one, my statistics go way down. I'm not in this for statistics, but that's number one. But a lot of people like them, so I'll continue to do them as long as these companies send them to me. But I'm gonna sort of move away from the reviews as much as I can. I've got a couple of them left now to do for that whole battle of the 20 watt thing, which I'm sorry I ever started. And that's another thing that I like about the Rolly automation is Leo's communication skills. I mean, if you have a problem, I mean, they're there for you, and there have been no problems. I mean, how many people can say on Amazon they've got a laser engraving machine that's got all 5-star reviews? Not many, folks, not many. And there is something else too that I wanted to mention is that there is, I'm going to copy that link right now. They have also just launched an official Facebook group. So let me put that link down in the comments for you if you want to join, if you're already a LaserMatic owner. And you can go and sign up for that Facebook group. I am in there as the brand ambassador, actually like an admin. Don't plan to spend a whole lot of time in there, but when I can, I'm going to try and jump in there. Thank you, Mike. I saw that comment. Done, ordered. Great. Thank you so much. That put $6 in my pocket. And that's actually going to be the next topic of discussion tonight is how I afford to do all this. So lots of people out there think that you've got a YouTube channel, you've got 54,000 subscribers, 170 something videos, and you're making a fortune on YouTube. And that's just not true. So if you want to see, go to Hobo with Wood on YouTube. He just did a video on exactly how much YouTube pays. And it's not much, folks. Trust me when I tell you. It does not pay the bills here for this shop. Not even close. Let's put it this way. I did a evaluation on the income from YouTube, from the channel all by itself, about 2 months ago. And I think it came out to something like $5.40 an hour. I did start a Patreon page, and that is patreon.com/LA Hobby Guy. And basically what that is for, it's for people that want to support the effort, see me continue making the videos, help pay the bills here and up there. There are 3 levels of support. There is the $3 tier, that's $3 a month. Basically, you get a coupon in my engrave and cutfiles.com store for 80% off. Then there is the second tier, that's $9 a month, and you can pay it annually too. And that you get a 90% coupon. And then there's my champion level, which is $19 a month. And for that, there's a whole bunch of benefits. You get all the benefits of the other 2 tiers. Plus, you get things like remote assistance if you need it, and custom graphics and templates and stuff like that. And that is sort of like announcement number 2. I'm going to be spending more time on my Patreon website than I am on the YouTube channel. You can support me over there. If you want to send a one-time donation, there is a thanks button. It's right down there. If you guys want to send me an anniversary present, you can click that thanks button down there right now and send me an anniversary present, or you can send me a donation to PayPal. All those things help keep the channel going. So there are so many ways that you can support this channel and keep all of these tutorials coming. And I will still be, and always will be, on YouTube for as long as I'm around. And I will continue to make new Lightburn tutorials on YouTube. So it's not like I'm going away or going anywhere, really. I'm just going to spend more time in Patreon than I'm going to spend on YouTube. Man, that's a lot of talking going on here. So let me jump back to the comments. I see that Steve, one of my favorite guys. Hey, Steve. Steve sent me $20. Thank you, Steve. I really appreciate that. And so did Kate. And Kate is another one of my supporters. And she supports the Laser Makers Realm too. So, if you guys want to jump over there. Now, I can't go back much further to see if there were any others. But if you guys want to support the channel, you can write down. Where is it? There. You can click thanks right now, or you can sign up as a patron. There it is. That is everything that I wanted to talk about today. Hopefully, you guys are going to get involved and click that thanks button down below, or send a donation to PayPal, paypal.me/LA Hobby Guy. This second anniversary, I've got my two things that I wanted to talk about, which was more time on Patreon, and I got to show you this again. This is something that I designed, one of my graphics. So, LA Hobby Guy approved, Lasermatic. So I just love the idea that I feel so privileged that Leo chose me to be the brand ambassador for Lasermatic, and I really look forward to what they have coming in the future, especially the 20 watt that's coming out soon. And I love the fact that this company is thinking about the wallet. So very few companies out there think about this except getting your money out of it. So Rolly Automation is all about a quality product at an affordable price. So they're not looking to gouge the public and launch another product, every 2 months that you got to pay another $1,000 for to keep up with the Joneses. That's not how it works. I mean, Leo said he's going to come in, or he hopes to come in. He's going to do his hardest at $199 for the 20 watt module. Can you imagine? Nobody out there is selling their 20 watt module for less than $499 for their special launch, but and it's backward compatible. So you don't have to buy a whole new machine. You don't have to put on a new gantry. Unplug one, take it out, plug in the other. Now it is going from 12 to 24 watts. And Leo is an engineer, so he knows how to do that. Thank you, Jeff, so much for that $10 donation. And any of y'all that have been sending them by PayPal or any other way. And ET Laser Works, thank you so much, $20. I really, really, really appreciate that. And of course, I was expecting Army Dogs Creation to throw something in the till there. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Sorry to keep you all up so late, but I wanted to plan this video to be at a time where people like Army Dogs Creation that are out west can view it, after work or whatever, after being with the family, whatever the case might be, and still be early enough on the East Coast. By the way, Jerry Knapp, as he points out here, over at 3DHP, he's my favorite 3D printer guy. Him and Astro Printer on YouTube, and Jerry just got a Lasermatic as well, and hopefully he's going to join us on the Laser Makers realm. I don't know. Are you guys ready to leave, or should we get some comments in, some questions? Are there any questions? That's the question. Are there any questions? All right. So let's see. Jack in the Shop took a nap. That's good because I know you're old. So, and I know Steve, he took a nap too. So Jerry, I'm not so sure about. He's 2 hours. It's 8:43, I think, where he is right now. So Chris says it's almost lunchtime. Okay. Almost lunchtime. Not quite sure where you are, Chris, but here's a good question from Chicago Bob. Is Rolly going to come out with a rotary soon? Yes. Rolly comes with a rotary already. It's an all-in-one machine. It has a very precision roller accessory, and it's the lowest profile roller in the world, so that it works perfectly with the Rolly. But they are also developing right now a chuck roller. So that one will be coming with the next edition. So happy late birthday to Jack, it looks like. And let's see. Really important question. What's your favorite gumbo recipe, and can we have it? Hey, look, folks, you know what? That is really interesting. I am so glad that you asked that question, because my wife is from the Philippines. My wife can take any recipe and add her touch to it, her foreign touch to it, and make it better. And folks, when you talk about gumbo, she makes a gumbo that even the coonasses here in Louisiana, when they taste it, they say it's the best they ever had. Her gumbo and her chili, oh my gosh, off the chart. Her fettuccine. Did you see the video I did where I transcribed her fettuccine recipe from the paper to a cutting board? If you haven't, go watch it. Maybe not to make the cutting board, but make that fettuccine. You'll be glad that you did. Well, I think I'm going to have, I just talked about this with my wife just yesterday or the day before. And what I decided to do, I'm going to do a little mini series of recipes. I'm going to do a project with the recipe itself and give you guys that recipe. So you can print it out. I'll be putting it in a text file so you can print it out. And if you follow my wife's recipe step by step, man, I just can't tell you how satisfied and appreciative you're going to be, because she makes the best food in the world. Anytime people come to visit with us, they all say the same thing. This is the best food. It's like being in a 5-star restaurant. And it is absolutely true. And none of this is spicy food, Chris. So it's very light. You're exactly right. It's very light. It's really not spicy. It's flavorful. You can you can taste all of the different flavors going in every different direction, and it's just fantastic. And what she does to local recipes, people just can't believe. Steve Smith, another one of my great supporters. Thank you so much, Steve. I always enjoy your comments. I was able to get one of the first 50 Rolly LM10s. I have not used any of my other lasers after it arrived. Best machine out there. I agree. And he thanks me for bringing it to his attention. Well, I also put a couple of 100 hours into a library for this machine. Did I mention that? So you'll be getting that library that of all of my testing with the machine, with all types of different materials, just tons and tons of different materials. You'll get that library with the machine. Blue Light Special is asking, have you tried cutting thick, soft packing foam with, matter of fact, I don't throw away any of my packing foam because I do different things with it. And if you have the right speed and power, this foam is going to be in the new version of the Lasermatic library for the Lasermatic 10. I use it for all kinds of things. I made custom gun cases and for my guns and things like that. And yeah, I did get the settings for that on this laser. Now I still have to figure out a way that you're going to get version 1 with the USB stick that comes with the laser. I still have to figure. I'm all the way up to version 3.2, so I've got a lot more materials, a lot more settings, and a few changes that I've made to them. But I still need to figure out a way to get that to all of the Lasermatic owners. So Chris says that he missed the draft by 1 day. Lucky you. And Dave down under is saying he has his earbud in, still listening as he went into the doctor, but had to take it out as the console progressed. You should have shared the video with the doctor, Dave. Did I ever get the powder coat to work with the diode laser? Yeah, that's a powder coat M4 back there on the wall. I actually did a video on it. Powder coat worked fine. It was just the light powders that I was having a problem with, like white. And the resolve to that was over at Lowe's. They had some really, really thin, like 1/32 inch pane glass. And I just got a little 8x8 piece of that pane glass cut, and I put that over the material before I did the second engraving. So yeah, I did get that to work. I get asked that question, and so many people are putting comments. I mean, this video was a year ago, but so many people putting comments, try this, try this, try that. Yeah, I did get that resolved. The release date for the 20 watt, I haven't gotten yet. I'm supposed to be getting the first 20 watt laser very soon. I think it was supposed to be the end of July, mid-July, or the end of July. I can't remember which one it was. I'm pretty sure it was mid-July, but I'm not absolutely positive. And I have another announcement to make as well. For those of you that are still here, I'm going to put a link down in the comments. And because you stayed all this time, 1 hour and 2 minutes, I'm going to share with you tonight something really special. And that is, I am giving away a brand new LaserMatic 10. So in cooperation with Rolly Automation, the Laser Makers Realm, and the Louisiana Hobby Guy, I just put a link down there in the comments where you can go right now. I just opened a raffle yesterday where you can win one of these machines. Let me share that with you as a matter of fact right now so that you can see this for yourself. Hang on 1 second. Here we go. So this is the raffle website. It is lahobbyguy.com/lasermatic. And this is open to everybody in the world. You can win this beautiful machine, including the roller. It's all in one. Roller accessory, enclosure, air assist, everything that you need, exhaust. And there are 8 different ways that you can enter this raffle right here. So now you will have to either log in with Facebook, or you can use an email address. No matter which way you enter this, you will have to confirm that email address because there's no robots allowed here. So if you don't click that email that's sent to you, and you check your spam folder if you don't see it. Now, if you log in with Facebook, you'll be able to go ahead and start clicking these right away to get the entries, but they won't be actually valid for the draw until you confirm your email address. So you can either log in with Facebook or you can use an email address. You can subscribe to Rolly Automation's newsletter by clicking that link. You can see the LaserMatic Amazon listing by clicking that link. If you click that link, it is an affiliate link, and the commissions on that will go directly to the Laser Makers Realm YouTube channel to help Patrick and Steve with their expenses. You can visit the official Rolly Automation group, Facebook group over here, which is brand new, just started yesterday. You can visit the Rolly Automation website. You can subscribe to the Laser Makers Realm by clicking that link right there. Share it on Facebook, tweet a message, all kinds of ways you can enter. And guess what, folks? You can do this every day. You can come back every day and get the most amount of entries. We will be announcing the winner of this machine on the live stream. And Steve put the date in there. I think it is, I guess I didn't put it in this ad right here. Let me see. It's going to be July 29th on a Saturday night, July 29th of this year. In about 30 days or so, we'll be announcing the winner live on the Laser Makers Realm YouTube channel. You do not have to be there to, you don't have to be in the stream to win it, but you'll see who the winner is live on the Laser Makers Realm YouTube channel. Isn't this exciting, folks? That's not the end of these raffles, okay? So not only are we going to be raffling this one off in July, but we're also going to be raffling off the ones that we have in our shop. So Steve's, mine, I was going to give mine to charity. I decided to raffle it. And Patrick's. So we're going to raffle off all 3 of those in the near future as well. And let me go ahead and put that link to the raffle back in the chat. We're going to be raffling off those, and we're also going to be raffling off a 20 watt and a 30 watt and all of them as they come out. So as the brand ambassador, I've got a little pull with the company, and I've convinced Leo that, you know, it's important to get to raffle these things off to people. And let's see. Wait, you know what? I just thought of something. Who was it? Chris? Chris was asking a question. Let me find that. Can I move to the States for one day to win? No, Chris, you can enter the raffle and it will be sent to you. So go ahead and enter. Enter every day for the next month. No, anybody can enter this raffle. So, yeah, go ahead and enter. Andy's saying that he entered just before the live stream. Awesome, Andy. And Jim McCall is in. Jerry, you can't enter. Steve, you can't enter. Well, you guys can enter if you win. I'll do a redraw in the software. So I'm not too worried about it. If you want to see how it works, you guys can do it. Let's see. You don't, Jeff doesn't see a thanks button. It is right there. Right there somewhere. Right underneath the video, there is a little $sign that says thanks. You can click on it right there. Let's see. So Russell is saying that keep up the great work. Thank you, Russell. I'm so happy that you're a viewer, subscriber. You guys, I am really so humbled that so many of you have subscribed to this channel. I still can't believe that I have 54,000 subscribers in 2 years, and lots of people can't believe it because my videos are so boring. But you know, here it is. Here we are. Here you guys are. I just can't believe there's 100 of you right now in here with me on my anniversary live, and it boggles my mind, you know, that all of you guys are here. It really is. It's like an emotional thing for me. I'm so humbled by all of you people out here that have made this channel so successful. I just can't thank you. I can't thank you enough. Ed, thank you so much for that super sticker. Ed Kennedy has donated $20 to the channel. I really appreciate that, Ed. Hey, last call for questions. Any questions about me? Any questions about the channel? Doesn't matter what they are, what equipment I use, you know, what's my favorite laser? You already know that one. Anything that you have, you know, what's in your tumbler? It is coffee with a little something else in there, but mainly coffee. So coffee in here. Let me think if I'm missing anything. I don't think I'm missing anything tonight. Last call for comments. So let's see. Jim says, are you making an Xtool P2 library or expecting a P? No, I'm not expecting to do anything for Xtool. Sorry, Jim, but Xtool has way too many marketing requirements for me to do anything for them. So, you know, you've got to make a pre-launch video, and you've got to send this out to your subscribers, and you've got to message. No, I'm not doing any of that. I don't want to do the marketing, even though, you know, it looks like I'm doing a lot of marketing here. I'm not. I'm just sharing my experience with the Lasermatic. That's marketing, in my opinion, is sharing experience. So no, I don't. I had to literally shut down my Lightburn support, my remote support website because of Xtool, because they did not answer. Ask Steve, Hobo with Wood. He's in the chat. Ask any of the thousands of other people out there. They would not support the products they sold, and there were so many bugs in the Xtool products because they pushed them out to market without R&D, without proper testing, get them out to the influencers, you know, force out the videos. And I was literally slammed, booked with hardware issues in my Lightburn remote support website at $75 an hour. People were booking support when I didn't want to do machine support. I did it for a couple of weeks, and then I said, I'm shutting down the remote support completely because too many people are saying that, yeah, I want Lightburn support. I even verify that. And then when I log into their machine and get them on the phone, it's about a mechanical issue or the software is not responding in the machine settings, which are half of them are proprietary. So yeah, no, I don't do any X-Tool products at all. GBWSF is saying, I remember when it was 5,000. Yeah, you remember that? I did a video, I think, when I reached 5,000 members. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago either. All right, so if there's no more questions, we're 17 minutes over what I had planned for tonight, which was a 1 hour stream. I am going to last link. I'm going to put down here into the comments for the raffle for the Rolly LaserMatic 10, which we'll be giving away live on the Laser Makers Realm. If you haven't subscribed over there, get over there now and do it. We'll be giving that away live on the 29th of July at, I think, 9 o'clock Eastern time in the live stream. We're down to 88 viewers. I want to say thank you so much to everybody out there. You all have just been incredible over the last 2 years. I am completely humbled by the amount of patrons that I have and the amount of subscribers that I have, the likes, the comments, everything. The people over 40,000 plus members on my forum. That is the place to be, right? If you're a laser engraver, and that's it. That's it for tonight. That's all, folks. So thank you all so much for being here for my second anniversary. I really appreciate it more than you can ever imagine. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.